So why don't you guys in the comments right out of the gate, tell us where you're joining us from. I am here live in sweaty Cincinnati, okay? And I say sweat literally down my redonkulous CrossFit class. Let me just tell you, I am seriously like stretching myself, trying new things. It is super hard. I may have said a few words I probably shouldn't have tonight during class. It was not pretty, but I feel accomplished at least. So anyway, so I'm excited to have you guys joining us here tonight. And as the title says, we are going to be talking about some crazy awesome stuff. And I have my crazy awesome friend Sandy on here, who is joining us from Tennessee. And so for those of you guys who are like, well, what the heck's the crazy awesome stuff? Guess what? We are going to equip you with some amazing wisdom to helping you understand your body better. That's just point blank what it is. And so we are going to talk about something that is kind of all the buzz right now, to be honest, and that is genetic DNA testing. And you know, Sandy and I, we are very passionate about this because so many people are confused. What foods do I eat? What types of exercise are best for me? What types of supplements should I be taking? Do I have a genetic predisposition to inflammation? All those things that can be very confusing and can keep a lot of people from getting the results that they're looking for. So we feel very called to come on here, take time away from our families to educate you about this because everyone needs to know about this. And so I am excited to have you guys hear from Sandy. So she's going to just real quick tell us who she is, why she is someone of massive credibility. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear from her. So Sandy, tell us who you are and what you do and all of your awesomeness.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Dawn. Well, it's an honor to be here tonight. And as Dawn said, that I am down in the Tennessee area. So I am a mama to 5 and a grandma to 6. I'm married to Superman. And in my former life, I was an elite gymnast. Fast forward, did quite a bit of coaching in the gymnastics field, ended up having a ton of kids, and now have a ton of grandkids. And currently I'm holding certifications in sports nutrition, health and wellness coaching, personal training, working on my holistic nutrition certification, and I'm a gym owner. And so those are kind of the things that I do amongst, you know, being a regular human and getting my own workouts in. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, and I'm excited. Just launched my brand new sports nutrition company called Nutrition Blueprint, and I'm looking forward to really beginning to work with athletes now, helping them to eat, train, and recover according to their genetics. So that is like right now, like that's on my vision board, and it's actually finally becoming a real thing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
That's so awesome. Did you guys catch that? Nutrition Blueprint. So that is super cool. And with all of your experience, like you're going to do an amazing job at that. So I'm so fired up for you. All right, Sandy. So if someone wanted to learn more about your Nutrition Blueprint, like how could they find out more about that? Because there might be someone right now it's like, hey, sign me up for that. So how would they learn more?
Well, they can actually go to nutritionblueprint.org, and you can connect with me on there. You know, there's an option there where you can just book a free strategy session where we just talk about what your goals are, where you're headed, and then we go from there and we talk about what we can do to help you to reach those goals. So that's the best way really to get a hold of me.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. All right. So now we're going to kind of just pivot real quick. So again, as I talked about in the beginning, the power of DNA testing. And guys, this was something that I had done several years ago when I was like at the peak of being super sick. And I didn't realize how common a certain gene is, which is the MTHFR. And actually almost half the population has this gene. And a lot of people, myself included, have no clue, like even what that is. And so that is something that we are so passionate about. We have a fellow teammate, Erica, who is, you know, literally trains Olympic athletes. And this has been a game-changing test helping these elite level athletes. So again, Sandy, I know your business is going to be pure fire because of just that extra cutting edge information. So I know you've personally done the DNA test. And so I would love for you to just share, like, what is some of the wisdom and aha moments that you had with your own personal DNA test?
Yeah, so I did do that DNA test. And, for me, growing up in pretty much, I've been in the fitness industry all my life. I was a gymnast forever, went into coaching, and then, went into consulting and then owning a gym. So up until just 2 years ago, didn't even know there was the option to do DNA. But I had always said, oh my gosh, if I could get my hands on like people's genetics and figure out how we're built and how we're made and wired, this would be so much better for my business. But I don't ever promote something in my business that I don't do personally for myself. And so I saw that opportunity for the DNA, and I'm like, I jumped right on top of it. And the cool thing that for me, what it did was it showed me some things I did not know about my body. Now, I know my body really well, right? But I did not know I actually have an obesity gene. I have addictive tendencies, so my dopamine levels are really low. It takes a lot for me to be satiated. That's why I want to eat every cookie in the house. That's why, Dawn, if you send me your cookies, I'm eating them all and not sharing any. uh, and I found out that I have a high fat sensitivity. And because of those things, I was actually able to pivot in some of my nutrition and get even better results than I had before. So that was a huge game changer for me.
That's awesome. And so, what else is really powerful with the DNA test that you did is that it partners with a person's personalized nutrition. Guys, this is cutting edge. From someone that's been in the supplement industry for over 10 years and that, is kind of old school thinking, like, my husband and I, we took the same supplements. We didn't really think about it. And now is this whole emergence. I mean, you see Kelly Ripa talking about it. There's other companies that are now coming after, us. We are the world's truly first customized vitamin platform where it really helps people know specifically what supplements are best for them. And what's great about it is that this factors in your medications, your medical history, your lifestyle choices, and your DNA results. And so you're getting exactly what you need and not getting what you don't need with the supplements. And so I would love for you, just to explain, how has this DNA test helped you know what supplements you should be taking and why?
Well, forever I didn't even do supplements because in my sport, back then we would be tested. And so we wouldn't even do them, right? And so I was very anti-supplement. And then when I got older and realized that I had nutritional gaps, I wanted to start taking something. But like you just said, it was always just a one size fits all. Like, you've got 20 vitamin bottles on your counter and you're like, okay, I'm just going to take them all because this is what, Susie Joe says and my Aunt Susie, whoever. But when I was introduced to personalized nutrition, it was such a game changer because I no longer, and this is what I tell my clients, you're either going to have personalized nutrition or expensive urine. Okay. And I don't want to have expensive urine, right? I don't want to be, voiding out everything that I don't need in my body. So that's what I love about the personalized nutrition is that the DNA actually shows you where you have micronutrient deficiencies. Okay. And then couple that with the health assessment that we have when they merge together, not only is it showing you genetically wise, but it's going to show you based on where you're living, based on your lifestyle, right? So they marry one another and it becomes a roadmap for what you need with your personalized nutrition. And you know what it really did for me, honestly, Dawn? I was on just like your typical multivitamin, like my husband was. And I did not know that I had the MTHFR variant. And that was a pivotal moment for me because I was not getting the right micronutrients that I needed in order to be healthier, right? In order to detoxify properly, because I didn't know. But now that I know, that knowledge is power and that knowledge is health to me and longevity for my life.
Yeah, that's so good, Sandy. And you know, you guys would be blown away if Sandy told you how old she is because she looks amazing. And I tagged her in this. So this is actually showing on her Facebook page too. So when you get a second, you need to go stalk her page because she has some awesome new pictures showing her muscles, looking all fit. So she truly is a product of the product. I mean, looks absolutely amazing. And so, you know, when you think about just, and I know you just touched on that a little bit, but have there been any other just positives that you've noticed since incorporating the DNA feedback and the personalized nutrition, or even just taking very clean products? Like, what are some maybe benefits or things that you've noticed?
So I've definitely noticed so for example, um, I just hit menopause, okay? And and a lot of people that go through menopause have a really hard time, but I really didn't. I had a lot of support, I felt like, in my ID Nutrition that really helped me with the ability to transition through that time period in my life. And I mean, I have family members that are like, oh my gosh, when you get there, you're just going to be like, ah. And I told my husband, I'm like, you are so lucky that I wasn't a crazy woman. So that was one area for me, right? Because the hormones are changing and that really helps support that transition process. But the other thing for me is that as I'm aging, I want to grow strong, right? And I know that by taking the proper supplementation for my specific body, that I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, I'm already kind of defying the odds at my age. I really should have osteoporosis creeping in. I should have a lot of muscle mass that I'm losing, but I'm not, because not only am I taking the proper supplementation, but the guidelines for me through my DNA are telling me what exact exercises I should be doing, what exact foods I should be eating so that I can maintain optimal health even at my age.
I love that. Yes, you look amazing. So thank you for sharing all of that. And, you know, one of the greatest things about Sandy is the size of her heart. And she is a very successful businesswoman. Her and her husband have several businesses that are very successful and have so much wisdom, but yet they did feel called to share what we're a part of because, again, that passion for just educating other people, helping other people, paying it forward. And so I would love for you to just, you know, touch on, you know, just maybe what the financial aspect or this business that comes with sharing DNA. I mean, think about this, you guys, like the power of sharing something so unique in the marketplace, like a DNA test, from the comforts of your home, or in Sandy's case, the comforts of her new Mercedes van. You have to talk about that she travels around the country in. And so it's pretty awesome to be
Yeah.
able to earn income from anywhere that you want. And Sandy lives at like a resort type house in Tennessee, right on the river. So why don't you just touch on what the business side of this has meant to you and your family?
Sure. I've always been in business for myself, so it's something I've always done. I'm very entrepreneurial minded. My husband and I own a construction company, but we're getting to that age now where we really want to have more time freedom for ourselves. My husband's ready to get out of construction, and we would like to do more traveling. And like you said, we just bought the Mercedes Sprinter van. We're going to do kind of the van life a little bit. We're going to go back to our old gangster days and do some traveling. Um, uh, so what the business has really afforded, I think, for us is a couple of things. Number one, the ability to touch people's lives in a greater way. I have always been about health and fitness, and I love to be able to lead people to that. And I love to do it now in a way where we have a roadmap for that, right? So that's opened up a whole new business realm for me. And especially now with the Nutrition Blueprint coaching that I've got going on with, it's definitely more streamlined. And that's just opened up a whole nother business stream, right? So as we're growing older, and maybe not everybody listening to this is my age, obviously, but if I could say anything to my younger self, it would be, you need to have multiple streams of income, All right. You need to be making sure you're having that so that you can reach out for those dreams and those things that you want to do. My husband and I are basically, by this time next year, will be classified as retired. And what a beautiful thing to do at our age and be able to travel the way we want to, be able to do this business from anywhere, literally from our van. We're going to take our podcasting stuff with us and get our podcasting going, back up and thriving again. And so, we're working hard, but that's okay, right? We're not afraid to do hard things, and we're really pushing for that larger sense of time freedom. So that's really what it's done for us, and been able to get us into a place where we can really impact lives on a greater scale.
Well, and there's a couple things that I want to add in. One that I think is so cool, and I know Sandy hasn't touched on this, and I didn't even give it as a question, but I'm just going to throw it out there, is I think it's absolutely so cool that not only did you say yes to helping people get healthy through personalized nutrition, DNA testing, but your daughter, Zoe, who's absolutely amazing, she has had such an impact because of the products and because of the business opportunity. So I love seeing a mother and daughter have just, incredible results here. So, touch on just Zoe just for a second, because I think her story is so amazing.
I'd love to. I love talking about my kids. So Zoe is married and has a little guy and is pregnant with her second one. And she is an advanced EMT. Her husband's a firefighter, and she came on board with me because she saw the vision of what this could do for her little family as well. And she's, my kids have all grown up in the fitness industry, so she's a CrossFit athlete, and she loves anything that has to do with nutrition. She's a fantastic cook. I am a sorry cook, and she's a fantastic cook. And so she used to make all of the clean meals for all my clients before she got married. And so when she got married, we began to talk about, so what are you going to do to kind of have a side hustle? Because we're always about that, right? Multiple streams of income. And she's like, Mom, I want to do what you're doing. Like, I've seen the success that you've had. I want the life that you and Dad have, and I want it sooner. I'm like, girl, let's do this, right? And so the beautiful thing about what this has done for her is baby number 2 will be here in June, and she's going to be able to walk away from her full-time job. She'll probably keep a small part-time with it to keep her licensing up, but she'll be able to come home to those kids. She'll be able to be home all the time with them. And she'll be able to continue impacting lives the way I get to do as well. And so that has been such a joy for me. Her and I are constantly strategizing, ways in which that we can impact more people and help them get the time freedom.
I love that. Oh, you guys have such a great family. And, the other thing I was going to mention is that, there's a little perk too to the community and the culture that we're a part of. One of which, we believe bigger, right? We come together and we haven't shrunk our dreams. And so, but you and your amazing husband got to experience something last fall. You guys earned an all expenses paid trip to Mexico. And that is simply from sharing and helping people. So why don't you maybe cast a little bit of vision about the trip and how you're not competing against other people, and how by simply serving others, you got to earn that, and what that experience was like for you guys?
Yeah, well, that was really cool because we have not been out of the country for close to 20 years. And yeah, and so, when that trip kind of came up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to go back to the Mexico area, and get on the sands and on the beaches. And so basically, I just kind of looked at it like, okay, that's a part of our vision. I want my husband and I to go have a little vacation and go do that. And I really wanted it to be something where my kids could look at that and say, you know what, if Mom and Dad can do that, we can too, right? And like you said, we weren't competing with anybody but ourselves. And I'm highly competitive, if you didn't know, as former elite athlete. But the beauty of it wasn't so much like, I'm going to, earn this trip, I'm going to earn this trip, because that really wasn't my mentality. I mean, that was kind of the goal in the long term, but it was really about how many people can I share this idea with? Like, because to me, it was just so novel that we could have DNA and personalized nutrition. Like, it was just so incredible to me. It was something that it felt like it was just been the missing key for so long. And so by just sharing it with everybody, because I mean, who doesn't want to talk about it, right? I just want to share it with everybody. And because of that, people were saying yes to it, you know? And so then we did earn that trip. And I can't tell you, it was so amazing. Like, we literally did not pull a single penny out of our pocket, unless, I mean, we had some dollar bills that we would tip of the people, but the culture of just being around champion mindset people, being around forward thinkers, being around that 1%er is like nothing you can really explain. You truly have to experience that to be in the room. Just today, I was Facebooking back and forth with a couple that I met there. I happened to be working out in the gym in Mexico, and come to find out they had earned the trip too. And we were just talking today, and we're like, we got to get together, you know. So like, you build these relationships across the nation, and you just find this network of people that become your people. And so the culture is something that is, again, it's hard to explain it. You just truly have to experience it. And anybody can do that here. Anybody.
I love that. Thank you so much. And like I said, I threw in those questions, but you did awesome at answering them. So thank you. All right, last couple of things, and I'm going to tell you guys how you can earn a box of the cookies. So here's the thing. Yes, we help people get healthy, but we also help people, or at least I like to, enjoy life too. So that's the beauty of it. But anyway, so just a couple of like last words, pieces of advice. You know, I'm sure that there's going to be someone watching this tonight that is struggling with who they see in the mirror, is struggling because their clothes don't fit the way that they want. They're exhausted. Maybe they're struggling with their weight and it's affecting their knees and their joints. And, so there are people right now that are going to end up seeing this, that are struggling physically or financially. And you have so much wisdom, Sandy. And I would just love for you to just give a couple of pieces of advice or wisdom to share with those people that might be listening to this tonight.
Yeah, of course. I get this a lot in my coaching business where, people come to me because they are finally at that place where they're tired and they're struggling and they're challenged and they just don't know what else to do, right? And so why are they coming to me? Because they're finally at the end of trying to do it all themselves. And if there's anything that I can ever encourage people, and this is like to myself included, and I think we have a tendency sometimes to feel like we're a failure if we have to ask for help, right? Or if we have to reach out. And if I could go back even to my former self, I would say ask for help sooner. That would be one of my greatest advice. Find a mentor, find a friend, find somebody that's doing what you want to do, whether it's in the health field, whether you admire someone that's got their health, looks like they got their health together. Go find out what they're doing. Ask for help from them, ask for tips. If it's in business, if you're like, man, that person is just really going the places I want to go, you need to go find a way to connect with them, right? If it's financially, like you're struggling financially, find someone that's not and find out why and go get help. That's like the biggest thing. That's why I love what I get to do in my nutrition blueprint business, because I get to help people that are saying, listen, I don't have to know everything because I know you know this part, right? You're the expert in this field. So I'm willing to to invest in myself and ask you to be my coach, whether it's in nutrition, whether it's in health, whether it's in finances, no matter what it is in your life that you want, find somebody else that has it and go find a way to be their friend.
That is so stinking good. Like, that is like drop the mic moment. And, I know some of you guys watching this maybe know that I'm finally, after over 10 years of not being obedient, I have started writing the Dagon book.
Yes.
And like, I'm pumped because just like you said, like, I've never written a book. So like, I don't know all the ins and outs, but like, God has partnered me with two amazing new friends that have written books. And so I get to pick their brains and get advice and learn from them. And so I absolutely love that. Yes, ask for help sooner and ask it from people who have what you want or who have done the things that you desire. So that was so good, Sandy. I love that. So, all right, you guys. Well, as we kind of wrap this up, so as I promised at the beginning, I'm making some cookies tomorrow. I'm making some cute bunny cookies. I actually have 2 different versions, so I'm really excited for them. But if you want to be eligible and you get a really cool box, okay, that they come in, all you have to do is this. Click the share button on your screen, okay, when we're done or now. Click share, okay, but not only share it, but I want you to tag in the comments, I want you to tag 3 friends. 3 people that need to hear this message. And here's how cool God is. Like, as soon as I said that, I bet a couple of people came to mind immediately. Like, oh my gosh, this friend has been complaining about not having money for vacation or their kids' college, or this friend's been complaining because their husband just had his hours cut back, or this friend's been complaining that summer's coming up and she's, you know, he or she's panicked because their clothes don't fit. Whatever it is, the 3 people that were put on your heart, I want you to tag them in the comments after you share it. And let's just see how God works through this. So thank you so much, Sandy. You are amazing. And again, you guys, I'm so proud of Sandy because she just launched her new business, Nutrition Blueprint. So again, go back and watch the beginning if you want to learn more about that. Or you can reach out to Sandy privately through Facebook. And also, so if they're not friends with you though, maybe what you could do, or go ahead, you say something.
This is what I was going to say was I'm feeling pretty generous tonight myself. So,
hey, okay.
For those of you that would love to do a free consult with me, I'm going to choose 3 people. Comment down below, put the word Nutrition Blueprint. Nutrition Blueprint. Put it in the comments. Share this, just like Dawn said, share it out, because I'm going to choose 3 people out of that who I will book a nutrition free consult with you. Okay, so that's how you can get a hold of me. Or you can always message Dawn and say, hey, who's that, you know, crazy chick on your thing, and she could always get you a hold of me as well. So I appreciate you, Dawn. It was an honor to be here with you tonight. And whoever's going to get your cookie is going to be one blessed person.
I'm excited. Well, thank you again. You guys have a super blessful night. For those of you guys that follow me with the 100 Days of Believing Bigger, I actually did it early tonight. So go back on my wall. That happened before this. So now I'm like checking out for the night. I need to go take a shower. But thanks so much for joining us. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night back with day 50 of 100 Days of Believing Bigger. So we're halfway through that. So thank you guys so much. Have a blissful night and have a wonderful rest of the week. All right. Thanks, Sandy.
Thanks. Bye.